Hi everyone, Ravi this side. Welcome to EnggAdda. So today I'm going to discuss you how we can use the JPA Buddy in Spring Boot and how we can create the CRUD project in Spring Boot with the help of the JPA Buddy. So I'm going to show you those things. So let me explain you what is JPA Buddy. So let me go to the next slide. So first of all, I just want to tell you that JPA Buddy is a plugin which we try to install in the IntelliJ. So it is a external plugin that we can use in our idea, and we can it will help us to deal with the database. So this is about the JPA Buddy plugin. Now coming to its features. So it help us to create the JPA entities and data related object very fast. So if you want to create the entities class, if you want to create the DTO class, if you want to create the repository class, so the JPA Buddy will help you to create that very fast. It can easily create your database queries. It can easily create your database schemas. So it is easily managed database migration. It can generate the entities from the existing tables in the database. So if some table is there in the database, then with the help of the JPA Buddy, what we can do, we can create the entities for that table. Make sure your code will not fail at the runtime. So this is a very important feature of the JPA Buddy, that it will take care of everything which is related to your database. So it will make sure that your code will not fail at a runtime. If you want to like, it will also help you to manage your mappings. If you want to manage one-to-one mapping, one-to-many mapping, many-to-many, so every mapping, it will help you to do that. It will automatically generate the foreign key constant. It will automatically generate the ID for you. So everything is just taken care by the JPA Buddy. So now coming to the JPA Buddy explanation, one very renowned developer told about the JPA Buddy is that JPA Buddy is a perfect tool for anyone working on a data centric application. In fact, you can develop an entire CRUD application or a simple microservice by spending nearly zero time writing boilerplate code. So JPA Buddy will reduce your time to create a CRUD application. So here in this example also we'll try to see how we can use the JPA Buddy to create a Spring Boot CRUD project. Now coming to the IntelliJ, let me open the IntelliJ. Okay, so let me go to the setting and then show you how you can install the JPA Buddy plugin. So let me go to the file and setting, and then you can go to the plugin, and here you can search for JPA Buddy. So you can see it is there. I have already installed it. So for me it is showing as installed. You need to install it, and then what you need to do, you can restart your IDE, and then you can try to use the JPA Buddy. So let me close it now. So once you are done with that, so it will prompt you some JPA Buddy configuration like this. You can see here, or you can go to the structure and then see the JPA Buddy. Now let me create a new project, and then I will show you how you can use JPA Buddy for that project. So let me go there, create new, and then let me try to name it like Spring Boot JPA Buddy. Spring Boot JPA Buddy CRUD. Okay, so let me go next. I need to install some starter dependency. So let me use the Lombok. Let me use the web for here, and then for database, I am going to use the MySQL as a database. So let me go to the, where is that, SQL, and then let me try to use the Spring Data JPA as well. And for the database, I'm using the MySQL driver, and for migration, I'm using the Flyway migration. So with the help of this, what we'll do, we'll try to it will help us to create our query uh, automatically. So we can use the Liquibase also. So for now, I'm just using this much of starter dependency. So let me create this project now. So let me open this project in a new tab, and let wait for some time so that it can configure itself. It can download all the starter dependency that we are using. And so once it is done, then we can start our development. So you can see it is you can see Here you can see it is already open a tab in the structure which is showing the JPA Buddy as well. And you can see these two tabs is there, persistent unit and the DB connection. If you are not able to see, you can come here to the you can come here to the left down, and then you can see the structure, and from there you can open it. So if it is showing here on the right side, then you can automatically come to the JPA Buddy and open this tab. Otherwise you can search inside the structure for it. So let me minimize for now, and then let's see if this application is configured properly or not. So let me, yeah, it is configured. Now let me go to the JPA Buddy, and let me open it. You can see this two tab is there, persistent unit and the DB connections. So I'm going to connect my database here in the IntelliJ with the help of JPA Buddy. So let me right click on the DB connection and then go to the new. If you already have some connection configured into the IntelliJ, you can detect your connection. I already have, but I'm not going to detect that. I'm going to create a new connection now. So let me go to the DB connection, and here you can see it opened this tab. Let me go to the plus sign, and then whatever database you are going to use, you can select it from here. So I'm going to use the MySQL, and then whatever name you want to provide. So let me provide the MySQL DB or something like that. JPA Buddy, MySQL database, JPA Buddy. So I just name this connection like this, and then coming to the host, it is local host, and the port is this 3306, which is a default port for the MySQL connection. We need to provide the username and password. So for you, you need to remember your username and password, how you log into the MySQL workbench. Okay, so let me come to the password. Let me use my password here. So okay, and I already created one database called JPA Buddy. So you can see JPA Buddy DB is there. Let me refresh it. So similarly, you can come to the MySQL workbench. You can create your own database here, and then you can use that database. So let me come here and let me copy this, and let me go to the IntelliJ. You can provide your database name here. And what you need to do, you need to test your connection. So you can click on this, and then let's see how it is behaving. So you can see it is successfully connected to the database now, and let me apply it and then click on OK. So our database is connected to the JPA Buddy. Now coming to the creation of entity class and coming to the creation of repository, I will show you how you can use the JPA Buddy. So let me go to the JPA Buddy here on the right, and you can see there is a structure, and here it is coming as a designer also. Some new feature is there. Okay, so let me go here. You can click on this plus icon, and then you can see all the JPA related uh, attributes are there. Whatever thing you want to use, if you want to create the JPA entity, you can go for this. If you want to generate the entities from DB, you can go for this. If you want to create the entity from Pojo, you can go for this. Similarly, if you want to create the Spring Data repository, you can use this, and DTO, JPA connector. So lot many options are there. You can use any of them. For Flyway starter dependency, we can go for the Flyway empty migration, and all these are, I think, paid. So I will be using the Flyway empty migration to create our uh, SQL schemas. Okay, so this is about that. From here also you can create our JPA entity, but let me show you the simple way. So let me go to the package, and then right click and go to the new. How we try to create our package and the class, similar way you can see here we have the other option, and there you can see the JPA and everything, and you can also see you have the JPA entity option here. So I'm going to use this JPA entity option. Let me go to here, and then you can see the new tab is open. Here you can provide your entity name. So let me provide the name, say product. So I'm going to create a CRUD project for product. So let's say it is product, and parent is not there. So let me not choose that. And here I need to have the package. So let me add some package. I think, yeah, we can add it. Let me go there. Okay, so first of all, let me try to provide this is the entity type, and we want the ID for the entity is integer. So I'm going to use that. And here, let me try to create the package here. So let me put this entity here, and then we have given the entity name, which is product. Okay, and the package I'm going to use as an entity. And here what I have provided the type of ID for the product entity. And if you want this to be identity, then you can choose this. If you want it to be auto generated strategy, if you want to be identity or auto generated or the sequence or none, you can choose each of this. Now let me go here and let me create it. So let me edit. So you can see here, under this package, we have created one package called entity, and inside the entity you have created this class product entity. And you can see it already given you that you can create a table with the product, and the it annotated this class with at the red entity. And you can see here, it has generated the ID and the getter and setter for it. And you can also see it is a column. Okay, so null label is false, everything it has already set for you. You can see ID is the ID type and generated value is the identity. So everything is done by the JPA Buddy only. Now coming to the next thing, let me create couple of instance here. So let me go to the design, and you can see here there is a basic type. Okay, so you can double click on that and it will open a tab. You can see it is coming. So you can provide whatever instance you want to use. So let me use the name. And what is the type of the name? So it is a string type, it is already there. Okay, you can use this of constant that is provided, or whatever thing you want. If you want to skip, you can skip it. Converter, and here you can provide everything, like you can go and check these things. So let me create this. So you can see we have created one instance which is name and getter and setter for it. Similar way, I'm just going to create some instance called price, and let me change the type of price, which is double. And let's say we need to create it. So you can see the price is also created. So I have created this three instance: ID, name, and price. Let me remove the getter and setter, and with the help of Lombok, we can directly generate it. So let me remove this. Let me go to the annotation and let me try to use the data here. So with the help of that, we can generate the getter and setter. So till let me keep only three instances here. Okay, now let me show you how you can create the uh, repository. So let me come here, or you can also use this option. So you can see there is option of Spring Data Repository. So you can click on that and you can choose your entity. So for which entity you are going to create the repository. So if you have two entities, it will ask for which entity you want to create your repository. So let's say I have only one entity, which is product. I am going to create the repository for product, and it already have given you the name. So let me go. Okay, so here you can provide. Okay, it is, yeah, product entity and this. Let me create the package for this, which is repo. Okay, and let me do okay. So you can see it creates your interface, which is product repository, which is automatically extending the JPA repository. So JPA Buddy is smart enough to configure that and to extend the JPA repository. And here you can see it already have passed the entity and the ID type of entity. So it makes your life very easy. So let me go down. Now coming to the method, you can also directly use this find collector or find instance method, and you can create the instance. You can create the method here, and wherever you want to provide its implementation, you can provide it. So this feature is also there. I'm not going to use it. So till now, what we have created the entity and we have created the repository. Okay, if you want to create some mapping, you can also use that. So you can see here, uh, you can come to the structure. If you have if you have two entities and you want to use one entity into the another, then at that time, if you will try to put the control space on the particular entity, if you want to use if you want to use that instance of the one entity into the another, at the time you can try to press control space and then it will show you for the mapping also. So you can use that. I'm not going to use it. So we are good with the creation of entity and repository. Now coming to the database creation, let me come here and let me try to go for the Flyway empty migration. So with the help of this, we can use the it will automatically help you to generate the schemas and to insert like every SQL query it will fire for you. So let me go to the resource and let me show you one folder. So here you can see DB migration folder, which is automatically created when we are using the Flyway migration. So this folder is for that. Now coming to the uh, plus icon, or you can come here to the DB migration folder and right click on that, come to new, and you can see DB version migration is there. So this is not working. Let me create the DB Flyway empty migration. So let me create that. So it is creating the version 1 of the migration. Okay, let me do okay and let me add it. So you can see inside this folder we have created one SQL query, SQL file which is version 1. Okay, and now here you need to provide whatever thing you want to use. So let me try to create one create table query. So here you can see this plus icon. You can go for that and create, and you can say table. Now you can come here and you can select the entity here. So which is product. Okay, now you can say okay. So it will automatically fetch all the instance and it will create a query for you. Now coming to the I'm going to use the version 2 of the SQL query. So let me try to go and new and go to the other, create a Flyway empty migration, and here you can see version 2 is there. Here I'm going to insert some record into the product table. So let me come here, add, and then go to the other, and you can see here insert is there. So let me go and select the table name, which is product, and you can see we have these two columns, and the first column is the ID, which is auto generated, so that is why it is not showing here. So let me go okay, and you can see you can provide the value. It has fired the query for you. You can provide the value here. So let me provide the value. Product name is let's say mobile, and we have given the price for that. Let's say it's 10,000. Okay. So we have generated these two migration V1 and V2, and we have created this entity and repository. And let me do the configuration in application properties file. So I already have handy this configuration. So let me copy this from here and then paste it there. If you want it, you can pause the video, or if you want it, I will just provide you the GitHub link for this project. So you can see, I will explain you each configuration that we did here. So this is the driver name, this is the URL, username and password, and this is this configuration is to show the SQL query which is fired by the Hibernate, and these are the dialects that we are using, and this is the port number on which this application will be up. Now coming to the database, let me change the database name to the database that we have created. So come to the MySQL, you can come to the JPA Buddy DB, copy this, and you can come to the IntelliJ again and you can change it. So I changed it, and now coming to the implementation we are good now. Let me try to run this application and then show you how it is behaving. So it is building. So let it build and then we'll see how it is working. If it will work, then it will generate the data into the database. It will fire that queries, and then one record will also insert into the database. So let me go to the MySQL and let me try to refresh this table and then see how it is working. So you can come here. You can say one product table is created, one Flyway schema history is also created. So let me try to run this in the SQL. So let's say I have this product and let me try to hit it. So you can see we have inserted one record into the product table. Like product table is also created. We have inserted that record into the table. So everything is working fine. Now coming to the Flyway history, let me show you. It will contain the history of a script that you are running. So you can see these things. So this is good. Now coming to the IntelliJ. So we are good with the development. Okay, now what I'm going to show you, I'm just trying to insert some couple of records here. So let me go to the DB migration and then you can come here, come to the other and then try to insert the V3 version of migration. Let me click OK and then edit. Here you can see you can come to the other. Similarly, like if you want to add the column, if you want to drop something, so every DML, DDL command you can run here. So come to the other, come to insert, and let me try to choose the table name. Let me select the name and the price, and let me do OK. So you can insert the other records. Let's say it's a laptop, and let's say its price is 20,000. Okay, and let me try to run this application again. And then what I will show you, I will just try to create the controller by myself and then I will show you how you can create the APIs for it also. So I'm just going to create a get API and then I will show you. So like you can see everything is very much easy for you to create when you are using the JPA Buddy. So let me come here, let me go here and create a package called controller. Okay, and let me try to create a controller here. So let's say it's a product controller and let me edit. Okay, let me do REST controller and let me use the request mapping here. So let me say it's API. Okay, let me come here. Let me auto wire the repository here. So it is a product repository. And let me create a get mapping here. So let's say it's get by ID, something like that. Let's say its return type is product. Okay, let me import this class here and let me create a modifier for it. So here I'm providing the ID as a path variable. So ID and then let me use the product repository and then let me call the find by ID method. So you can see here and pass the ID. Okay, and let me return this. I think we need to use the get here. So let me do that. Okay, so let me come to the database and let me see what all product we have inserted. So let me run this query. You can see 1 and 2 is there. So let me come here and come to the IntelliJ and we have created this Git API. Let me run this application and then show you. So let me right click on this, run this application, and then we'll try to hit the API and then see how it is behaving. So, so it is up on 9190. Let me go to the postman and then let me 9190 API and then we have this product. Okay, or it is get, right? Not product, get, and then we need to pass the ID. Okay, let me send it. And here you can see we have retrieved the data from the database. So the first uh, okay, it is, let me remove this and let me try to hit this again. You might be confused. So you can see we get one record from the database. So ID is one, name is mobile, and the price is 1000. So you can come here, you can cross check into the database. So we have inserted this. Okay. Now let me try to find out the second record. So go to the postman. Let me try to find out the second record. Let me send it. You can see we have received the response as a laptop. So this is working fine. You can see how the JPA is helping us, how it will save our time when we are using it. Coming to the controller, I have created this get mapping. Similarly, if you want to create, you can create the put, patch, delete, and post. Everything you can create. So you can create a whole CRUD application. So if you don't know how you can create it, then I already have the videos on my channel, which is using the MySQL as a database, which is using the PostgreSQL as a database. So I have different CRUD project already covered. So you can go and watch that. If you need, I will just provide the link of that videos in the description. So this is about the JPA in Spring Boot. Thank for your support and please hit the like button and subscribe the channel.